They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. Regurgitating the same old, every single day, without this. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Good morning, everyone. Still haven't got my backdrop, unfortunately, but it will be sorted. It will be sorted for me. When? Be done by next week, I think. Monday, definitely Monday. See, if I could raise my arms, I would have just done it. But I had someone coming down today, this morning, and he's playing football in this weather. You know, he just plays football. And he was coming down, you know, around 10 o'clock, half 10. I said, I've got a pod, I forgot all about it. So he said, okay. So anyway, it'll be done for Monday, put it that way. Be done for Monday. Be backdrop. And I just want, before I go on, I just have to thank these Gap Painting Services for sponsoring every single Frank Carlyle podcast. Please get them in. Don't struggle trying to decorate, especially with Christmas coming up. Because what happens is, you know, you could just have a little accident or whatever. Spill paint on your suite, spill paint on your carpet, spill paint anywhere. Just get these in. If you're excuse me, if you're an NHS worker or an elderly couple, and an elderly, not all, or just a single elderly person, get them in because you get special discounts. And even if you're not one of those people, just get them in to give you the price, but no obligation whatsoever. You can either say yay or nay if they give you the price, and believe you me, they are very, very reasonable. And they do a superb job. That's Gap Painting Services. Fully insured and fully time-served lads. No cowboys. And I'm back again. There you are. I've got a few films, you know, for you to have a look at. And you get them on YouTube, believe it or not, YouTube. One of them, it's a must if you haven't seen it. It's a smashing, well, they're almost what I'm going to mention, is 3 Days of the Condor with Robert Redford. It's a cracking thing. Max von Sydow, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. 3 Days of the Condor. And it's about people, you know, in America, CIA or whatever it is, you know, just read books and there's messages in there. Books. You know, every kind of literature. There's messages there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So it's a great film. I recommend it to watch. You can get it on YouTube. There's also another one It's a good thriller, by the way. It's a very good thriller. That's what it is. Excuse me. It's the 3 Days of the Condor. Then you've got another one, which is a comedy. Again on YouTube, Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Funny. Really funny. But there's like a little underlying belly, really, to the story. Oh, but yes, it's funny. And what it is how anybody can destroy you. No matter how high you are in society, you can be destroyed. But it's a great film, very funny. It's a Christmas theme as well, so you'll be able to watch that. There's also another film, and it's a horror. Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yes, Catherine Zeta-Jones. And it's called The Haunting. Now, I seen the original The Haunting when I was young. I think I was about 17, 18. And it was frightening. Black and white. The Haunting. So there's a remake. And it's on YouTube. As I said, with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's really good. I seen it a few years ago. But you can catch it now on YouTube. You can catch it now. See what you have been saying. The boss is, I missed you last week, but I just wanted to mention an amusing Bill Murray film I only recently saw for the first time, St. Vincent. Not bad. Bill Murray, I've seen him in great in Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd. And I forget what it was called, but it was about the army, you know, when they enlist in the army, him and Harold Ramis. And that was funny. But I'm not a big... I've seen him in Scrooged. It was just ridiculous. Bill Murray. I'm not a big fan of his, unfortunately, when it comes to comedy. But as I said, Ghostbusters and this army thing, which was funny. Big up, Frank and chat, says Edward. And there's a warning from Edward, and he's spot on. Be careful out there today, especially around the sea and trees. You can imagine people, you know, going to Great Ormond Street Market. You know, the outdoor people. You know, the stall owners putting the thing up. You know, the sheeting and whatever. Must be bad out there. Trying to do that. And people getting blown along the road as well. You've got to be careful. You know, when you're walking along the roads and you get these high winds could just throw you into the roads and, you know, to oncoming traffic. It's been done. It's happened before. So you've got to be careful in these you know, these treacherous weather conditions. Morning, Frank and chat, says TW. Hiya, T. Hope you're well. on this fine morning. Janet Darlington, how are you this miserable morning? Miserable like you, Janet. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. I hope you're well too, Janet. I really do. And Tay says, please smash the likes and subscribe on the way in. Thank you. Thank you too. Thank you. Mama just Billy to score from the halfway line today. We will be there. Yeah, I'm doing a watch along today. A watch along. See how that goes. Salute. See, as the TW smash the likes and that, no one does, you know. No one does. I know. I can see them up there. I know you do too. Well, is that lots of love for me, or is it laughing out loud, Callum? So, would you like some chicken droppings dropping off for your tea? Would you like some chicken dropping off? Chicken droppings off for your tea. I'm taking some into town for my daughter. She's, oh no. Oh, tell her to go, you know, give her my regards, tell her to go. No thanks, Jeanette. I've got everything sorted. No, thank you. Really appreciate it, nevertheless. Anyway, I only like hot chicken, believe it or not. I'm not a great lover of chicken, by the way. 3 Days of the Condor is my top 10, well, 50 list, says the boss. Great film. Thanks, another good choice. Fat Trading Places saw back in the days in cinema. It's also about false social perceptions. Very relevant these days. Yes, isn't it? Oh, you can, no matter how you are, no matter how you are high, you can be brought down, but by manipulation, by the way, and lies. So that's the underlying belly of it, the underlying theme, Trading Places, albeit it's a very funny film. Run All Night is okay with Liam yeah, Edwards, yeah, he has to protect his son from a crime boss who is actually Liam Neeson's boss in the film. Yeah. Run All Night, very good. Seen it. But he's made some bad films recently, to be honest. I've seen him in one, Liam Neeson, which is a good film, and he plays a little bit of a alcoholic, shall we say, likes a drink. But he plays an air marshal, and there's hijackers on the plane, by the way. And they're just going to blow the plane up anyway. And that's a good one. But you see him giving a spit, you know, what I don't like about films is when all of a sudden they just come out with this big long speech. And it just wouldn't happen. Yes, I know a drink. And I had my daughter and she died. And I was there, going, oh, fuck off with you. That's, that, that spoils it for me. No, it didn't spoil it, per se, but it just, there was no need for it. Big stupid speech. It's like some plays about Liverpool where you always get a philosophical speech by someone, which doesn't happen. It just does not happen in real life. And you just go, oh. Because whoever's given, all of a sudden it's just coming out with a big philosophical speech. And if you just wouldn't stand there and fucking listen to it, you just say, yeah, all right, yeah, and get off. Let's hope, Frank, don't blow away the what? Don't blow away the what? The what, just might I? That's it. Yeah, thanks, boss. Stripes. That was it. That was funny. That was funny. But I'm not a great lover of Bill Murray. It's strange, isn't it? Dan Aykroyd's brilliant. There's a film, and it's called The Great Outdoors with Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd's a superb comedy actor. And The Great Outdoors stars him and John Candy and Annette Bening, of all people. Annette Bening's a fantastic actor. Annette Bening. She's married to Warren Beatty. Annette Bening. Been married for years. We all know what Warren was up to, didn't we? But anyway, The Great Outdoors, fantastic film. Very funny. You've never seen it. It's not on YouTube, but I haven't come across it. I'll tell you what else you can get on. Which it's not really an horror as such. And it's a Tom Cruise film, but it's away from his usual thing, And it's called The Mummy. And you get that on YouTube. It's good. I thought it was anyway. It's a Fast and Furious sort of thing. Not the film Fast and Furious about fucking about excuse me. That's a message of ambidextrous. I can't answer it because I'm talking to you. Too long. And Bella says, ciao Franco and chat, just been out shopping. It's crazy. Yeah. By the way, Frank, in Trading Places, you to know in a funny role, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, I know. To know Elliott, in my opinion, stole the whole show. Eggnog. And Jamie Lee, yeah. Yep. As I said, it's about, it really is, good films. And I watched for the first time last night the third in the series of Tulsa. And I've always recommended Tulsa, Sliced Alone. But I think I watched it last night, the first episode of the third series. And I thought, it's becoming predictable. And I don't like predictability in anything, whether it's a film or series. And I don't watch series that, go on series 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. I don't watch any of them that just can't be bothered. And I keep saying to people, watch The Outsider, fantastic series. It's only a short series, but great. Jason Bateman. And another series which no one seems to have watched, unfortunately, is Spotless. That's a short series, but brilliant. And it was made over 10 years ago. And I seen it when it first came out. It was very good. An Anglo-French thing it was. An Anglo-French thing. Ambidextrous. Hello, Ellen. Good morning, everyone. Got your message there. Couldn't answer you because I'm doing this. No, I've answered. Jeanette. Thank you very much. Bella says, watch the film again, La Vita a Bella by Roberto Benigni. Oh, what a moving film. Oh, it is. What? And you know what? I think it was a true story, about the Second World War when the Germans invaded Italy. Well, they never invaded, did they? Mussolini, Il Duce, he allowed them in. But what a shocking. Brilliant film. Absolutely brilliant. Roberto Benigni is a brilliant actor as well. Ask them yourself there, Callum. Fucking ask them yourself, okay? Dino said that. Now, you're fucking getting into the realms, Callum, that I've said do not fucking do. This is about films and something else, and you're fucking going into something different. If you want to find out, ask them. All right. It's annoying. It really is annoying. When someone, I pleaded the other night, and it was great last night. No one mentioned anything. It was just football. And I've told you before what happened. And if you don't like it, fuck off. See what I mean about how you upset people, upsetting me? If you want to find out, fucking ask them. fucking interested. I give them a platform and they fuck it up. So if you want to join any fucking pods with them on, go and join them, Callum. Be my guest. If you miss them that much. Okay. Hello, Frank. You're going live twice today, then? Yeah. Not watch much this week, apart from a few episodes of The Royal Family and Kes, the film. Kes is a brilliant film. It is. It's a sort of a cult film, isn't it? Kes. Really is. That Bradley fella, though, I forget his name. I don't know whether it's something Bradley or Bradley something. I seen him a few years ago, and he said he was very posh. And I thought, why lose your accent? It's like me, isn't it? You know, when I was told to lose my accent. There used to be emails about me saying he's putting that on. He doesn't speak like that. He's just putting a Scouse accent on. "12 Hours" with Nicolas Cage. Cracking film, isn't it? I know that you must have watched it, Bella. Cracking film. Yeah, there are some good films out there, but as I said, you know, there's some good series as well. But as I said, there's only two, in my opinion, which is well worth a look. And that's The Outsider. Short series, very short. And the other one's is Spotless. Spotless is about it's about a cleaning firm that cleans up after, you know, accidents and murders. You know, they go to murder scenes and do all the cleaning. Brilliant. And they get dragged into something. The cleaning firm, really good. Very manipulative. And the boss says, coincidence. You mentioned a series, The Outside. I haven't watched it, but last night stayed in during the storm and watched The Outside, a film about a Yank in the Troubles. It was okay, but no, the series is totally different. Jason Bateman, cracking series. You ever seen Valkyrie? Yeah. Trying to assassinate Hitler? Yeah. Von Stauffenberg. I know all about von Stauffenberg, actually. They were the Knights of the Generals, by the way. When they all said, we've got to get rid of this man. That was Hitler. And they really thought that they got him with the bomb. Von Stauffenberg. Yeah, he was a war hero, Iron Cross holder. He wasn't a Nazi, by the way. You know, people will have to distinguish between who was a Nazi and who wasn't a Nazi. The likes of von Stauffenberg, they were generals who were Nazis. But they were just doing the duty like anybody else in the army, just their duty. If they're brought into war, they go into war without question. And von Stauffenberg, he wasn't a Nazi. And he had the task of blowing up Hitler. He had one arm, one eye, and he lost it during the battle. Cruise was good, isn't it? Cruise was good, isn't it? And the amby says, are there any films about Noah's Ark? Asking because I've just seen the Ark floating down like... Yeah. I think you see a few Arks going down the streets, coming off the marina, just going down. They try to balance the propaganda on both sides, but G. Palmer, who played an idiot in Reggie Perrin, was a commander, and that was hard to swallow. I haven't a clue what you're talking about there. I know you're talking about the rise and fall of Reggie Perrin, but G. Palmer, I haven't a clue. Few good dramas with the Sheridan Smith, Frank. What an actress. She actually starred in The Royal Family as Anthony's girlfriend. Yeah, she did. She's a she's a very, very good actress. Very good. The Sheridan Smith. We've got some great... we really have some great actors and actresses. If you ever watch Spotless, watch out for an Irish actor, forget his name, but you do know. You do know him. And he used to be in Downton Abbey, like as a butler, sort of a butler type person. Not the main butler, but this fella's Irish. And the transformation of him from like a Downton Abbey character to a gangster. Fantastic. That's what I mean about, actors are very diverse. You can tell a good actor if he can play comedy. And then serious stuff. Clint Eastwood as well. People just think about, the Dirty Harry and all this, and, that's what he was like, and everything else, that he played. Big cowboys and but he played Any Which Way But Loose. That's on YouTube, by the way. That's strange. Any way which you can. And he plays comedy. Not telling jokes or anything. Morning, ambidextrous, says Ballet. Army. I'm, I'm talking about the film, The Outsider, obviously very different. Yeah, totally. Never seen it, but watch it. I don't like army films. Look, what I do watch is like The Way Ahead. And it was a propaganda film when propaganda films had to be made during the Second World War. Cracker. Really good film. David Niven. But you're getting all the stalwart actors that you've seen in films, you know, during the 40s, 50s, and you know, the old black and white ones. Really good. Never thought of that, Frank. We just think every German was a Nazi, but yeah, a lot probably weren't. But just had to wear the uniform and medals. That would make you think they are, or you know, yeah, they were just doing the job. It's like anything. Honestly, you do your duty. You do your duty. Now, there's people circling Gaza today in planes, RAF, giving intel of where the Gazans are to the idea. But that's it now, no more of that. But do you think they like doing it? Doing the duty. Get up there and fucking do it. Okay, sir. That's what they like. Do your duty. Jeffrey Palmer, brilliant actor. I had the problem texting that on the chat messages have to be. What the fuck's that? I don't want to wear me glasses, you see. I fucking stop it. Oh, someone got this. Me banging on. That's all, folks. I haven't a fucking clue what you're talking about, mate, honestly. Well, Uncle Buck with John Candy, he takes care of his nephew. So funny. Yeah, it's his brother's children, and you know, like his brother and his wife, who's a bit of a, you know, she just doesn't like John Candy because he says, "I'll get my brother in to look after them," because her dad's dying or so, and he needs to get down there to where the dad is in another state, and he comes along. Brilliant film. Absolutely brilliant. John Candy's on it. You know, was first class. Uncle Buck. Lee Brazy. Wasn't she from Runcorn or Warrington, Sheridan? Yeah. Yeah. Palmer was also in Butterfly. I never watched that. That was the Liverpool writer, wasn't it? Who did Bread. Made a good show of Liverpool, didn't she? And she lived on the fucking Thames there. Never watched her. I'll tell you what he was in, which I really enjoyed, was with Judi Dench. Oh, what was that? As Time Goes By. Very funny. Gentle comedy. Gentle comedy. One of the best series I've seen as comedies, though, was fucking hell, but what? I'm in terrible pain, you know. Excruciating. My elbow. I think there's something seriously wrong with me, you know. There can't be just a fucking trap there. But anyway, was ever decreasing circles. It was brilliant. I loved that. Even my one at the time got me a box set. Box set for Christmas. Ever decreasing circles. Mark Simons. Hey, Mark. Oh, Franco. I was just watching Malcolm Muggeridge. No. Malcolm McDowell grew up in Liverpool. Got interviewed about the release of Caligula, and he said it was never shown as it should have been. Till now, historically correct. Yeah. Malcolm McDowell. He's over there doing stupid films in America, TV films. And he was a very fine actor. Clockwork Orange, Caligula. Classic actor. And he goes over there to America. Oh well. Our American brothers and sisters. Well, can be yours, not fucking mine. And Lee Brady. Pearl Harbor is good, though, Frank. Might watch that later, actually, before the match. My Auntie Leah, she was engaged to a fella, an American New Yorker in the Navy. And he said to me grandmother, he said, can I bring her to New York, get away from this? This was during the war, because he was bringing over whatever he was bringing over to keep the country going. And she had to ask me granddad, obviously, and, the other siblings. And he said, yeah. So he said, okay, I'll be back. And he said, we will get married before we go. He said, I'm not that. Okay. He was an Italian American. Just like the Auntie Leah. So, Rosalina, her name. And he was, the ship that he was out on about. It wasn't it was a USAF. It wasn't a merchant ship. It was a US Navy, USAN, United States Navy, and he was sent to Pearl Harbor, and that's when the Japanese attacked. And they were jumping in. I forget what ship it was on. One very famous ship that's still there today, submerged, obviously. It's a tourist attraction today. And his mate dived in the water because it was. He's saying, "Come on, come on." He dived in. And came up out the water. And as he dived, right into a shark's mouth. But you'll see lots of heroism in that, which is overplayed, to be honestly, Pearl Harbor, because it's the Americans doing it. It's the Americans doing it. Callum, I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean to offend you with this. I've said it before, and I don't want to go. Honestly, Callum, I don't want to fucking go into it, mate. About them. I gave them a platform. George, no one fucking knew George. No one knew. I didn't know. Never had a clue who he was. And I brought him on, and, nice man. I'm not having a go. He's a nice man. Then he fucking sent me an email saying, I've been advised. I've fucking been advised about what? Who advised you? So I will come on when, I feel like I'm fucking come on at all, mate. Know what I mean? That's it. I've been advised of the fucking hell. He's saying that I was saying something on a show. Yeah, sure. And the other fella, Callum, he put on Facebook. I never go on Facebook, but I just went on this thing. Just went on it. And there he is, Dino. And said, Netanyahu, the war criminal who's committing fucking genocide today, he's killing fucking hundreds of thousands of men, women, and children, innocent babies. I've seen footage of them because I get onto channels, and the footage is shocking. And he said, Netanyahu has misunderstood. And I asked him why. Wrong fucking answer he came out with. But he is, and so therefore he must fuck it. And I said, do you go along with genocide? That was it. That was the fucking end of him. Never want to fucking talk about him again. I gave him a fucking platform. Didn't know. Never had a fucking clue who he was. You give these people platforms, but you don't know who they are, really. You see what I mean about when I got upset there before, Callum? And see what I've just come out with now. And, if anyone asks you again, just fucking ask them why. Most probably they call me for everything. I don't give two fucks. I really don't give two fucks what anyone says about me. I'm just an ordinary fella trying to fucking do this. They think it's easy doing these fucking things, and it's not. Everything has to be set up. Everything. I'm in fucking pain as we're talking now. Just try to be fucking nice and, fucking, not you, Callum, but you do get fucking arseholes. Gary Rigby, come on, Frank, I ain't the weather, good excuse to stay indoors. Yes. I've seen a documentary years ago called Hunting the Last Nazi that was still alive, to bring them to prison for what they did and get at least a tiny bit of justice. It's like today, there will be people brought up for look, I see I'm going off a fucking thing here again, and I didn't want to do it. I just want to talk about films and fucking series. But the thing is, you see, Lee, what's going on today, there are people going to be brought up. There's a Russian army, and these are specialists, spetsnaz. You don't mess around with fucking spetsnaz, and they're going after certain people to be fucking brought back to Russia and put on trial for war crimes. That's all I'm fucking saying on the matter, because that's for a Friday night. But you get people, unfortunately, it won't be, they're complicit in all this. You've only got to look at the Americans. They're all complicit in everything what's fucking going on. They start every fucking war. Every war. That includes the Ukraine war, by the way. And fucking Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm a mediator. This fucking country started. That's why he keeps saying it wasn't my war, it was Biden's war. Why didn't he just say, well, all right, it's not my fucking war, fuck off, I don't want to know. But he's still complicit. He wants to sell fucking arms. He said, I'm selling it to NATO. See what I mean about selling it to NATO? NATO is America. That's it now, no more. Okay. If you want to talk, just talk about films. It's like football. You're not going to come out and fucking talk about whatever. If I went to market today, it was great, seen a crack a pair of shoes. You're not going to do that during fucking football, are you? That's why I said last night was absolutely brilliant. Because I said, please don't talk, that we're talking about football, nothing else. And it was great, and, I was blessed by that. But it's so easy to sidetrack me onto other things. I watched Seance on a wet afternoon, marvellous. Yeah, brilliant. Dickie Darling Attenborough. Jesus Christ, this fucking thing. It's shocking. Every time I come in here. I go off on a fucking one. Rest in peace, Hyacinth Bucket. Or Bouquet. Mickey Pease. Thing is with the name's gone. She was from over the water, wasn't she? And that was a nice. Jeffrey Hughes was in it, wasn't he? It was I watched it, but it wasn't like it never grabbed me. And when someone said to her, hello, Mrs. Bucket, and she went, Bouquet. It's Bouquet. Bucket's a bouquet. Mark Simons. Mel Gibson is the new in the new film, The Resurrection, in which he called the best studio he has ever worked in Rome, Cinecittà, and goes in on a demonic Hollywood. Goes in on demonic Hollywood on his new interview. Check it out on YouTube. Yeah, because I think him and is it Mark Wahlberg? Mark Wahlberg, you know, they're setting up their own studios because of woke. He said it's ridiculous, woke. I could go into that. I really could, because I do know about it, and I do know the backgrounds of both Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson, and why they went so wrong without watching the documentary. And I bet you any more, I will watch that, Mark, and I'll have a look at it. And I bet you any money it won't say what I know. And if I ever watch it, I'll come back and I'll tell you about it. What I know. It's not bad, you know, it's not bad in any way. I don't know, it's good, actually. And it only applies today. Believe it or not. I'm very political. But what I didn't like was them electing an American Pope. Didn't like that. Because I know what he'll try to do, this Pope. Which will go against the church's convention. Conventions. That's why I wish I fucking knew nothing, you know. Just go along with everybody. What is it? Ignorance is bliss. I remember watching a film as a kid, Frank. I'm sure it's called My Girl Had the Lad Out of Home Alone in it. That Macaulay Culkin. I watched that one, and then I wouldn't watch others because they try to. It's typical America. It's typical America, you know, where they see money. Whoa, we make more money now. Fucking greed, and they just write stupid scripts. And it's the more or less the same BS that you know, it comes up as BS, not like the first one. I had an idea because you wouldn't mention it otherwise, Bella. It's a really good film. It's a really good film. And that's 12 hours with Nicolas Cage. If you haven't seen it. And you can get it on YouTube. I can't stream latest films, but won't fucking watch them. I watched Weapons, one of the latest ones. That was good. Weapons. It's not what you think weapons, if you know what I mean. Like guns or anything. It's good. And Gary says, Carlyle, all their comedies were rubbish and I'm back. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't watch anything with her, what she had written. and she put Liverpool in a terrible light. She knew nothing about us, albeit she was a Scouser. Shocking. If you're going to write something about Liverpool, they must have said to her, you know, throw a bit of this in. You're okay. It's like Brookside. I never watched Brookside, you know, albeit there are new cast members. Well, because that went stupid. You know, yet people liked it. I didn't. Boss says, I'm not sure that every time I am only following orders can excuse from the wrong thing. In World War II, Vietnam, Belfast or Gaza, uniforms shouldn't be protection from the murder or other violence. No, shouldn't be. Unfortunately, yeah. But you can murder someone in the uniform and get fucking done for it, which loads have been done. But then again, loads haven't. Ever decreasing circles, I think, said sometimes remind me of some of the amateur football people of my youth. Yeah. Excellent series. Not long until the Brookside episode is out, Frank. Looking forward to that. I think it's about 3 weeks away. I haven't a clue. I won't watch it. Because I've never seen 2 minutes of Hollyoaks. Not one. Redmond. Okay, now. Phil Redmond. Something in this. Okay, now. Frankie should rest up, you know, mate. Ready for watch along later on. Get a break and relax, you know. Yeah, it's shocking. I'm terrified to move it sometimes. Even me head, you know, whatever happens. Whether it is a trap net, I just don't know. And do you know what? A few weeks ago, it was great. There was no pain whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, it came back on me. And then I've got to use that, you know, to get up there. Thanks for that, Lee. Thank you. Gary says, USAF is the, yeah, I know. I know. That's what I said about the Navy, wasn't it? Yeah. Didn't, but I corrected myself anyway. Barry, morning, Frank and chat. Just got in from the gym and errands. You wet? Gym. Didn't they attack the Americans in a cowardly way? No. They never did. Because Roosevelt knew everything about it and he was warned. He was warned. So he said, okay, bring them on. Now, don't forget, It's like anything else. It's like the Japanese believed that Pearl Harbor was theirs. Do you know the way we think the Malvinas or the Falklands is ours? And Gibraltar. These I say more. And they knew all about it. Like Thatcher knew all about everything that was going on with General Galtieri and the invasion, him going over with his troops to the Falklands. She knew all about it. She waited for him. She could have stopped it. The Labour government before then, Dr. David Owen, they stopped all that because they wanted to do it. They said, listen, fucking go over there and we'll have to send an armada down to you. Now behave yourself. And they stopped. Thatcher got in and allowed it. So they know these things. They know everything before everything kicks off. Remember the... that's just fucking madness. Excuse me. Remember the Manchester bombing? Now, the intel, they knew about that lad who blew these people up, who killed these people. They knew about it. So I'll let you come to your own conclusions about that. Good job, mate. You got rid of them. Thanks, Callum. You see, Callum, we have good people on here, yourself included, obviously. And we try to keep it. We try to keep it okay. And then, you give some people a platform. And they start. Anyway, but that's another story. That's another story. So I just the only person I have on is Anthony Brown because he's an artist. I just do history with him and the history of literature and everything else. Sometimes Brian Fennell comes on from Seattle. Good, he's a friend of mine, dead genuine. And he comes all the way from Seattle to go to the game. So he just comes in now and again. That's good. Thanks for that, Callum. Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Thank you. I'm pro-Palestine, and God knows it's genocide. I wouldn't have asked if I knew that. There you go, you see. And you've got to ask. Oh, for fuck's sake. You've got to ask who is complicit in it. Who started all this? That's what you've got to ask. And you only come out with one man and a sidekick, a fella named Smotrich. Have you heard them? Honestly, that's what you've got to come out with, and then you come to your own conclusions. But that's for their Friday nights, unfortunately. You've only got to look at the other dope. He's wanting a Peace Prize, put it that way. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He's a fucking idiot. He was saying, I stopped a war between Albania and Azerbaijan instead of Armenia. And they're taking the piss out of him. What wars has he fucking stopped? He's complicit in genocide. What's going on? Genocide. He wants to attack Iran, which they will. They're all gearing up for it. And he's got all the fucking battleships and everything outside Venezuela to take their oil, and he wants the fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Have you ever known the likes? Mind you, Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize, and he's got his hands are dripping in blood about the Middle East, especially about Libya. Watched Trading Places last night on YouTube, but there's lots of ads. Now I don't have ads. I hate advertisements. I pay for it, you know. Just get a premium. Fucking nothing. Frank said USAF, the Navy. I'm sure it must have been a mistake, though. Yeah, you know, it was. It fucking was. I know me fucking stuff. Like the USAF is the United States Air Force. The USAN is the United States Navy. I did correct myself. One Flew Over the... Do you know what? I only ever watched that once. And I couldn't watch it again. To be honest, Barnaby, because it's upset me. Because that's what's going on today. And there are people institutionalised. And there's nothing wrong with them. I always remember reading something about, it was shocking actually. And it was more like a conspiracy within a family. And what they did, they wanted to get rid of this, like, relative. Not to kill him or anything. That's what they fucking do over there anyway in America. And what they did, they had him answered, you know, like doing something, like skipping and climbing into, you know, like a Wendy house and getting dressed up as like a fucking bear. But he didn't know. He just thought that they were like playing games. Because they did the same, but they were filming it, just them, nobody else. And they had, you know, like, say, like we were sitting around, you know, for like 5 of us. And we said, I'll tell you what, we'll speak like this. So he just went along with it. But they were fat, and they were like that. Yeah. Listen, he's got to go away. Because that fella was getting more. Like, these people were dying, parents or whatever. And he was going to become at the head of the family. He wasn't the oldest. He was like in the middle. But his parents seeing him as a very moderate, and he was, you know, spread the wealth out evenly. But they had second thoughts. Oh, fuck him, you know. And they got him institutionalised. And he ended up dead in there. See what I mean? So it's things that I only watched it once. Great acting. And once they start giving you them injections, your mind becomes blank. the boss. Good wishes, FC. All off to brunch. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for the info and exchanges. You'll never walk alone with hope. Have a good brunch then. Don't let them wind you up, Frank, says Gary Digby. I've never known you to be wrong, to be honest. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Keeping up appearance was class. Also, 1 foot brilliant. 1 foot in the grave. Classic. Classically. The acting in that 1 foot in the grave was unbelievable. You know, from Victor and his wife, his little wife. And there was one, and every time I think about it, it's so funny, where he has a fella working in the garden and he kept going out to. And all of it, you know, the fella was always looking around like, more or less, would you fuck off? And the next was, it just leaves it and it goes to, like, you know, his wife, and she's out with a mate and doing a bit of shopping and go for a cup of tea. And so anyway, it goes back to work coming home. And she doesn't go in the front. She goes around the back and she opens the back door, you know, because of the gardener, you see, the fellas in the garden. And anyway, it was empty. The garden was empty. And so anyway, she just closed the door and has a look around like that. And what she seen was a plant pot upside down, you know, in the garden. She goes over and she picks it up. She just thought that it was left there. And you just see Victor. What's in there? With his cap on. The fella took a big hole and put him in. He covers him. And he just goes, hello. Have you finished your shopping? Something like that. Oh, Victor. What's happened, Victor? So funny, though. And that's what it was like. Did they ever remember him going into a store to buy some copper piping? And, you know, he's you just see him arguing. It's outside. The camera's outside, and you see him like that, remonstrating with the little shouts, you know. And then the next, you just see him coming out with the copper pipe tied around, twisted around his neck. Absolutely brilliant. Great that. On the subject of John Candy, brilliant. Trains, Planes and Automobiles with Steve Martin, very funny. But also poignant film. Yes. How two worlds come together. A man who has everything and a man still grieving his wife. And that happens in real life, you know, Barnaby. Believe me, it happens in real life. The grief never leaves you. And it was very poignant, but a very funny film anyway. The chemistry between them was brilliant. And Barry says, watched the Apocalypto a couple of weeks ago. Not for the first time. I didn't know he directed it. Quite surprised, but very good. Yeah, he directed the Apocalypto. About the indigenous, wasn't it? Peoples. Have you any idea why he was ostracised for years by Hollywood? Have you any idea why? I know why. Mark Wahlberg was what an actor. I can't remember the film, but he was brilliant in it, where he was away on this big oil factory thing in the middle of the ocean. Brilliant. Oh yeah, yeah. He was in a thing called The Happening. The Happening. And you know what? It's got a message, The Happening. That's why I like it. I've got it saved. It's not on YouTube or anything. And I watch it now and again. I watch it now and again. The Happening. If anyone's seen it. Some people didn't like it. I thought it's the message. It's the message that The Happening is all about. And there's another film, and there's another message, and that's called The Mist. Not the series The Mist, the film The Mist. There's a message in there as well. Franco, what film do you recommend for this week or series? Says Bella. Bella, try and stream a series, not a film, a series with Jason Bateman called The Outsider. And it's only a small series, by the way. Brilliant. And there's another brilliant series, and it's called, forget what it's called. Oh, who's there to go? Spotless. That's a very small series. Spotless. And Spotless is about people who go and, clean up, like murder scenes and accident scenes and things like that, because you do get these people who do clean up all these things. So you get that, and it's fantastic. There are two TV series I highly recommend. And the other one, film, is, and you get it on YouTube, it's called 3 Days of the Condor. It's excellent. And if you like the Deep South, Mississippi Burning, get that on YouTube as well, with Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe, two great actors. And Tisha, I enjoyed Red Rock West Star and Nick. Yes, that was good, wasn't it? That was good. I'll tell you what you'd like it, but I don't know whether you can. You'll get it on YouTube, but it's called Tokarov. And it's about a fella who walks away from the mob and he becomes a successful businessman. Tokarov. T-O-K. I don't know whether it's A-R-O-V. Tokarov. Something like that. Tokarov. Nick Cage. cracking film. It's a cracking film. Well worth a watch if you can get it. And Lee Brady, Lone Survivor, was also with Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. He's not a bad actor as Mark Wahlberg, to be honest. Try and have a look at The Happening with him in. And Zoe Chanel. Nice Zoe. Good actors. Barnaby Rudge. The USS Arizona. Yeah, that was it. Thank you. Thank you. That's what he was on, Henry. It's the main memorial at Pearl Harbor, along with the USS Oklahoma and Utah. That was it. The Arizona. And yeah, Roosevelt knew about it, and he could have easily have stopped the thing before it got anywhere near Pearl Harbor. But he just said, let them come. December the 7th, 1941. Can't stand, what's his name, either, Uro Brookie. It did get ridiculous. I remember thinking, what's next? A UFO landing in the country. Exactly. And it was undermining us again. There was one series, and it was brilliant, about Liverpool. And I'm sure it was called Liverpool 1. And it was about the police force. And the police force, like the police station, or where it was, the headquarters, was filmed in the Port of Liverpool building. But it was showing you great places in Liverpool, rather than the fucking slums and things which they love showing. Sounds like some of the sciatica, Frank, Lee Brady. Some sort of sciatica. Never thought. I do get sciatica in me hip sometimes. Goes down my leg. Because it's old age. Old age. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I've got some great things for Monday night, history. If you ever just have a pop in. And, from doing it, the thing that I'm doing, you'd be made up with it. Two old great TV series on Chalk and Pit. Edgar Wallace, yeah. Oh, great him. Mystery, where the presenter introduces each story. I also enjoy Scotland Yard, some great British. Yeah. I like Chalk and Pictures, because you get some good films on there. Don't you? And the fella, I think, you're Edgar Wallace. No, it's not him, Edgar Wallace. It's something else. Edgar Lustgarten, where he introduces. But Edgar Wallace mysteries are brilliant. And you do get all the stalwarts, don't you? I haven't seen him, or I haven't seen him for years. And in black and white, yeah, great, good shout. That's off the bench. Sorry, Frank, I was being pedant. Oh, behave yourself. It's okay. He, being Mel Gibson, of course. So recently watched Gold on BBC iPlayer, but I know you don't watch BBC, Frank. It's about Brinksmat. Oh, robbery in 1983. Good cast. Go away. The Brinksmat, yeah. There's a film, and it's excuse me, and it's quite good, called Gold. But Roger Moore. But he's working down in South Africa. It's good. It's not bad film. Julie Christie, I think, said it. It's not about film. It's on in the 70s or 80s. I think it was the 70s. He was playing Bond at the time. He did that film. Oh, well, Frank, I didn't know that would be a good topic for history show, the Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, you see, is see, people just think that it happens, and it was a snazzy thing, but they had the intel that they were going to do. Believe me, they had the intel. They just let it go on. See, to bring other countries into the war and whatever, allies I'm talking about, do snazzy things. And if you want to join a war, you'd allow a thing to come on and come to you. Like F.D. Roosevelt, Franklin D. He allowed them to come on so we could join the war and get rid of the Japanese once and for all. And what were they working on? Think about it. They couldn't join the European war. Couldn't come over and go, I'll tell you what, lads, we've joined the war now. So what were they working on at the time? Before Pearl Harbor happened, so what were they working on, do you reckon? And these things don't happen overnight. It takes a long time to work on certain projects. And on that certain project, they have to rely on a Scouser. Are you not good friends with Brookie? Yeah. Yes. Great fella. Great fella, John. And Ricky. And Ricky. I was great mates with he's passed now. Paudino. Played one of the Corkels. Dean Sullivan. Very good friends with him. I could have said something as well, but I won't. Stanley Baker was a very underrated actor. Great in L drivers and violent playground shot. Dr. Benjamin. It was filmed in my where I grew up. And I always remember saying to Francine, my daughter, she was about 14 or something like that. And it was coming on. I said, I'm in that, you know. It's coming on the Sunday or something, you know, years ago. On ITV, oh, yeah, ITV. I said, I was in that. She said, where you, Dad? I said, yeah. Standing by the swings. She said, where you? Yeah. And she was in her mates. Right, you know, where young girls get together. And that came on, they were all watching it. And she said, my dad's in this. And when she came over, she went, where was your name? I said, what do you mean, where was my name? She was looking for my name, you know, you know, the cast. I said, no, I said, I was only standing by the space. Well, the mates were looking out for my name, you know, the cast going up. Oh, great, aren't they, kids? $18,000 churches burnt down and 100,000 Nigerian Christians genocided by Boko Haram Muslims, happening right now with no coverage on mainstream media. Why? Like it never happened. Loads of things have gone on in Africa. And who's always there? He's always there. Look, you've only got to look at, I know I'm on a tangent here, but I'm into this show anyway, but have you noticed me light stayed on? America's always there. Starting all these little things. America is a terrible country. Since 1776, and all the wars from 1776 onwards, all the wars throughout the centuries, right up to the present day, America hasn't been involved in only 6 of them. Of all the wars. I don't believe it. Put the plant in the toilet, he's gone, and put the actual toilet. Classic. I don't believe it. Says Christopher. Grazie, Franco. Great show. Franco, get some rest and a nice coffee before your next show. See you later. Says the wonderful Bella. Mille grazie, Bella. I used to like Malcolm McDowell after The Clockwork Orange, but didn't become the big star because he went to America. And he's doing stupid films today. Pathetic little, you know, TV films which are fucking awful. It's 3 days of the Condor with Redford and Fate Up. Yeah, it's brilliant. Look out for Max von Sydow. Watch it. Watch it. It's a cracking film. Top show, Frank. As per, but gonna shoot specs. Don't sound playing with my 2-year-old lad. Then go to my mum and dad. Ready to watch the game. Speak later on the watch along, mate. MI6. See, he pretends he's going out to his mum and dad, with his little lad. He's not. He's going to do some spying. Some intel work. My nan knew John McCardle's mum. Oh, go away. Easy. No idea how you spell it. Yeah, top guy. Talk to him now. And again, if he is a big red, get him on the show or the TV. I've had him on loads of times. John, Lee, honestly. Being an actor, seeing him on many brookie pods, Frank. Yeah. We asked him, when was it? It was only a month or so ago. And he says, yeah, I'll come on. Then he was called away to do something. He was called away. Or he said an apology. He said, listen. But we knew that he was genuine, you know what I mean? We knew. He's doing a live thing for the TV. I'll just read these two out and I'll finish. I'll have to wait till the missus is in another room. She's not into violent films. I'll find Tokarev. Yeah, just have a go at that. Tokarev. And watch it like gangster stroke mob films, Frank. You will enjoy it if you get it, Barry. Honestly. It's really good. Have you seen Redford in The Old Man and the Gun? Yeah, it is. It's a very good film. I tell you, if you like a nice little gentle sort of film, and but Redford's in, but he's old in it. And it was the last film, I think it was done in 2017-18. It's got a long title, forget the title. But it's with Jane Fonda. Because him and Jane Fonda, well, I'm not going to go into it now, a great chemistry, put it that way. And they did a film together. And it was the last one that they did together. And it's a cracking film. Gentle. Robert the Red and Jane the Fond. Have a great weekend, Frank, and everyone. Up the title-winning Reds. You'll never walk alone, says Christopher. Thank you, Christopher. You too. Might have been to do with Brookie stuff, Frank, but hopefully soon. I must have bloody missed him. Who's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, John McCardle. He's been on a few times with me. Fucking hell. And on that wonderful note, thank you, ladies and gents. Hope to see some of you later on for the watch along. I'm very superstitious, before a game. Do you know that? And do you know what I don't do? get a shower or anything. Don't get a shave or what. Wash my hands and that, obviously, you know what I mean? So I'll be seeing you around 5:15, 4:45 p.m. for the pre-match. Fucking hell, but do you know what? I might have to take painkillers. You know, I've got very strong painkillers, and I'm terrified of them because I take other tablets besides. But I might have to do it this time. Cheers, Frank. So I'll see you later, hopefully. Thank you so much. Ciao.